Hello, my name is Arjati Sunadi with student number 122-111-233-123. Indonesia, a land where ancient temples whisper against the backdrop of soaring megacities, pulsate with a captivating paradox. Here, nestled within the home of modernity, Nedukun, which is a traditional healers, they also a shamans and spiritual guides walk a fascinating tightrope. They also maintaining established traditions while negotiating the constantly evolving landscape of the modern world. To figure out this complex move, we delve into the insightful framework of cultural theory of Raymond Williams. Williams' concept of keywords illuminate the complex interplay of meaning and power embedded within the language. In the context of the Dukun, two key terms emerge, that is tradition and also modernity. For generations, the Dukun have been woven into the very fabric Indonesian society. Their practice, a memorizing tapestry of animistic belief, Hindu influence, and Islamic mysticism. They reflect a profound connection to the unseen forces that animate their world. The rituals, the chants, invocation form of their bridge between the physical and the spiritual. A language through which is the common within spirit, ancestor, and the divine. But yet no winds of change blow across the archipelago. That Indonesian rapid urbanization, technological advancement, and also exposure to the global trends have brought new waves to the social landscape. It is a skepticism fueled by scientific progress and also alternative forms of healing and also the allure of a consumerist culture that they have challenged the Dukun of the traditional role. For centuries, the Dukun have been the guardians of tradition. They have been the bridges between the seen and the unseen realms. They diagnose illness with a touch, commune, and with a spirit through trance. And also they offer solace and guidance in time of a hardship. Their knowledge, passed down through the generation, is a woven into the very fabric of Indonesian culture. So, here I'm gonna show you the footage of Dukun. They incorporating modern elements into their practice, such as using social media to connect with their client, or also conducting online consultation, or maybe just blending traditional chants with the contemporary music. So, here you go. And this one also their one of strategy to promote their business on social media. So, however, they Dukun who are not merely clinging to the past, they are instead resourceful and adaptable, weaving their ancient wisdom into the very fabric of the modern world. Some of them are embrace technology such as utilizing social media platform to reach wider audience and clients and also offer online consultation, ensuring their spiritual guidance through the geographical boundaries. And also some of them are seamlessly blend traditional rituals with a modern psychological technique, such as creating holistic wellness experience also that resonate with the contemporary needs. But nowadays, Dukun rituals can worsen social issues, practice claiming to cure homosexuality or exorcism, evil spirit, deepen prejudice and harm marginalized groups. Promises of wealth and success can create anxieties and social unrest. So that's why most of them are got arrested by the police since nowadays ritual are contains criminal acts.
2 tahun, pekerjaan swasta yang beralamat di Jalan Mataram RT 6 RW 1 Desa Puncak. Adapun identitas korban yang saat ini terdaftar ada 10 korban yang diduga telah dilakukan atau mengalami pencabulan oleh saudara tersangka kasus ini. dalam pencabulan dan ancaman kekerasan yang dilakukan. Ini ada beberapa korban, tidak perlu saya sebutkan namanya satu persatu, ada 10 orang wanita. Modus operandi yang dilakukan bersupri, di mana yang bersangkutan dalam menjalankan profesinya yang dikenal sebagai dukun, ternyata dukun cabul ini. Para korban dipaksa untuk melakukan yang kemudian di rumah atau di TKP tersangka melakukan persetubuhan. Korban saat ini baru terdata 10. Berulang kali yang bersangkutan melakukan persetubuhan tersebut. Apabila tidak diikuti, maka yang bersangkutan mengancam akan membuat gila ataupun hal-hal yang lain. Identitas saksi telah kita lakukan pemeriksaan dan juga barang bukti terkait telah kita amankan.
Itu korbannya apa? Tujuannya kenapa?
Ya, mau mengobati penyakitnya. Jadi pertama kali ketika semisalnya si A ini akan mengobati, ini disuruhlah seseorang yang juga korban atau asistennya yang bersangkutan ini untuk ke rumahnya dulu, suruh berhubungan badan perempuan sama perempuan. Setelah itu disuruh ke rumah tersangka ini untuk kemudian disetujui.
Itu persetubuhan berarti alasan biar sembuh seperti itu?
Ya, biar sembuh dengan di bawah ancaman apabila yang bersangkutan.
As we can see on the video, he is a dukun who carried out unusual rituals that sentenced to criminal act. So he was arrested for violating legal norms and the proper practice of medicine. He molested his victim, thus caused traumatizing his victims.
Nah, itu pasiennya sudah ada yang sembuh belum?
Namanya dibudaya. Jadi hanya dijanjikan sembuh.
Tambah parah bagaimana? Tahu gimana kronologinya?
Jadi laporan pertama kali di Polsek Loyang pada tanggal 6 November dan kita langsung melakukan penangkapan kriminal. Ada saat tersebut untuk tersangka dipersangkakan dalam pasal 6 huruf C Undang-Undang Nomor 12 Tahun 2022 tentang tindak pidana kekerasan seksual dengan pidana paling lama 12 tahun dan atau denda 300 juta rupiah.
This adaptation goes beyond mere practicism. It taps into Williams' concept of structure of feeling, the shared preconscious emotion and meaning that bind communities together. The dukun offers solace, hope, and a sense of belonging in a world that often feels fragmented and also isolating. The rituals evoke a sense of shared history, cultural identity, and also spiritual connection, bridging the gap between the generation and reminding us of the enduring human need for meaning in an ever-changing world. But yet, their journey is not without its challenge. They treat a liminal space where the skepticism sometimes meets acceptance, where ancient practice find new interpretation. This liminality, however, is not a more state of uncertainty, but rather a potent space of transformation. It is within the liminal space that the dukun's true power lies, that the ability to hold tradition and also modernity in a delicate balance. To remind us that progress needs to erase the wisdom of the past, and also that ancient ritual can hold profound meaning in a contemporary world. As an Indonesian church toward the future, they as a dukun stand at a fascinating crossroad. They are not relics of the past, nor simply followers of trends. They are the embodiment of transformation, reminding us that the human spirit finds meaning in unexpected ways, weaving ancient wisdom into the tapestry of modern world. In their adaptability, we witness not just the resilience of tradition, but the enduring human quest for meaning, connection, purpose in a world that constantly redefines itself. So, my question is, if the dukun's journey is a testament to human adaptability, what does it tell us about the future tradition in a constantly evolving world? Thank you so much for joining me in this video. I hope you like this video and I hope this video giving you more insight. See you next time.